Hey everyone, and welcome to Darkson Gaming. My name is Chris, and in today's video we are taking a look at Dragon Quest, the adventure of Dai, a hero's bond. So, the whole entire point of this video here today is to go over how I selected my starting lineup, my main characters that I use to play the game. So, without any further ado, we'll go ahead and jump into it, and we'll take a look at some of the different things we've got going on. So obviously there's all kinds of different levels you can go into between Dragon Tracks, the bonding journey, not to mention different events and things of that nature, which I do plan on going into a little bit more in depth in some other videos. But first and foremost, the number one thing that you want to remember is that you will make a decision based upon your gameplay. So you're going to be able to go through and make numerous decisions as far as how you want to build your characters, how you're going to turn around and select which characters, vocations you want to actually turn around and use. So for me, I actually ended up going with a main roster here of all just the 4 original characters that you get. So I have my Luminary Leader, and this right here, I'm just over 10,300, and my total list, I have not summoned but 4 times in the game. So everything I have here, I have earned through playing the game and through the mission. So that's why it's so important to make sure that you build a team that will help you complete all of the different story missions from beginning to end. So you have the beginner, the intermediate, and the advanced. So this should definitely make it a lot easier. So my leader right here, I actually have as just the hero status. I just left him at that status. Then I have Pop, who he is the mage, and the mage is going to be able to sit back and kind of do long-range attacks, if you will. You're going to want to keep them out of harm's way the best you can, because if you don't, you can end up getting killed very, very quickly. And Pop is the only mage, besides you choosing for your leader to be a mage, that there is in the game right now. And then Mam, she is the priest. She's going to be the healer of the group. You always want to have Mam on the team, because without healing, you cannot beat the older, more extended events. I shouldn't say older, I guess it's going to be further along events, endgame content, if you will, unless you have some type of a healer. And then it's pretty rare you're going to have 2 healers in a group, so that's why it's nice to just go ahead, get her situated to be the unit that you have and ready to go. And then I turned around and I decided to just keep with Dai because, well, he was the one I was able to set up with, and I went ahead and was committing resources to him. And when you're making that decision, that's the other thing that you have to decide early on who you want. And why I decided not to have some of the other units and characters that you collect later on in the game as on my main squad, because I knew I wanted to just pump these units up right away, because resources are limited. Yes, you can go through and farm a lot of the resources you need, but that takes time, and a lot of times people don't want to go through and try down one path and then realize, oh, okay, I'm going to stop. I very easily could have turned around. If we actually turn around and see, I'm in the process of leveling up these units here. So I have a warrior class set up. I have Avon on level 16, Crocodile at level 28, and Heinkel as level 27. And they're just the units that I'm bringing up when I want to, okay, I'm going to try to go through and get them raised to a certain point. But if you take a look at their power levels, they're not very high, just because I haven't put a whole lot of resources into their bonding halos, which again I'll talk about in another video as I try to break down. The main thing I wanted to get situated is to remember you can actually have 10 different parties set up. I started setting up lots of different parties and I was getting very confused. So I have my main roster. This is what I use for just about most of the content. Then I have my story content, because there's going to be times you're going to have to change out who your partners are, what units you can have going in with you, and then my level up units, just because, hey, these are the units that I'm going to throw in, I'm going to get everything situated, and whenever I want to just get them further along, that's what I have set up there. But going back over here to the leader that you can actually take a look at, when I talk about changing your vocation, you can actually go in through here, and I have equipped as the hero, and you can also choose a warrior, or you can choose the mage and the priest. And again, warrior is just going to be your straight attacker, mage is going to be your long distance magic user, and then the priest is going to be the healer. And it's going to be very dependent upon how your gameplay is. and how you want to set things up. Personally, in order for me to be able to get far in the content and to be able to get as strong as a team as I possibly could, I just focused on the 4 main characters that you get in the game. And as you can see there, I have, again, 35,000 gems I have not spent on going in and buying a whole lot of equipment. You can take a look at my equipment here, and this equipment that I have can all be won in-game outside of this one right here. That's the very first weapon that you actually get. That's part of the reason why I chose the hero, because realistically, that's my 4-star equipment. That I wasn't going to find much of anything in the game that was going to be easy for me to be able to do. So you're able to turn around and get that kind of stuff situated from there. So that's kind of the breakdown as far as how it works, and being able to go through and just make some of the decisions that you want, because when you're looking at where you're going to go, you obviously have the different main drops, and you're going to have some of the rewards that you're going to be trying to go through and go after, and that's why it's just very easy. Again, I'll actually jump in here and I'll just kind of show you a little bit on my vocational board, and this right here is basically how you power up your units. And as you can see, I really kind of focused just on these guys here, because these resources that you turn around and use, you know, it can, you know, be a little bit harder to try to turn around and say, okay, hey, wait a minute, I want to try to pull up some of these. You're limited in these resources and how you're going to turn around and use them. So I could actually activate that right now, but I'm holding off because it's only going to give me a 2% resistance on that particular one, but I digress. I want to turn around and make sure that I was trying to help out the best that I could, making a decision on what partner group you can go through and make to help you continue on. The other thing that I do is I'm actually just going to go through and launch on this one here. So we'll just actually depart. I could just select whichever one I want, hit depart, and I'm ready to go. And that's one thing that's really nice about having just, you know, 2 or 3 different rosters, because you can switch through really quick. So this is my level up roster. They're able to go through. The other important thing to remember is that you've got the auto button up here. There's a lot of times where I just don't have time to focus on the game, so I'm going to turn around and make the decision to just autoplay, and that's going to be how I'm going to get through a lot of the different content. But as you can see here, everyone here is slasher, so everybody's up to the front of that line, and I don't have to do anything. It's doing its own thing. Now, if I had the Mage, they'd want to sit back a little bit further because they don't want to get hit with the attacks from the enemies. You want to try to stay out of the way of the attacks that are going to be incoming. And then same thing with the Priest. She's just kind of sitting back doing some attacks, but at the same time doing a lot of healing and things of that nature. So those are going to be the things that really help out a lot and really develop your team to the way that you want it. And that's what's great about this game, is it's so customizable. You can customize your weapons, you can customize your armor, you can customize your soul skills, and then also the team that you have. And the best part is that, you know, right now, eventually there's going to be more characters that we're going to be able to choose from that are going to be very important. But, you know, right now, just has the base, get what you can right from the get-go, and focus on those. At least that's what I did, and as you can see, completely free-to-play, able to go in through there, and not even spending much on even the free-to-play gems on different things. So really helps out a lot on that. But otherwise, that's it. That's today's video. If you haven't done so already, make sure you go down, hit that red subscribe button, and don't forget that notification bell so you're notified each and every time I'm uploading a new video. And don't forget that like button, so that way you let me know if you want to see more Dragon Quest Dai content and some more how-to videos. I'm going to try to pump out a number of these to really help out and kind of go from there on the community, because so far this game is amazing and I absolutely love it. But otherwise, that's it. That's today's video. Thank you all very much for watching. We'll talk to you guys later.